The Minnesota State Colleges and Universities system consists of 32 public colleges and universities located throughout Minnesota. All of the state's public higher education institutions, except the University of Minnesota, which is a separate system. The 7 state universities and 25 two-year community and technical colleges are located on 54 campuses throughout the state. Each year, the colleges and universities serve 390,000 students, which makes the system the largest provider of higher education in the state. 64% of the state's undergraduates are educated in the Minnesota State Colleges and Universities system. That's more than the University of Minnesota and the private colleges and trade schools combined. Every year, the system produces 33,500 graduates. More than 80% of them stay in Minnesota to work or continue their education, and 88% get jobs related to their field of study. The colleges and universities also provide career education to 6,000 employers and 153,000 employees each year. The Minnesota State Colleges and Universities educate 52% of the state's new teaching graduates, 82% of new nursing graduates, 86% of law enforcement graduates, 87% of new graduates in the construction trades, 42% of the state's new business graduates, and we train 9,000 firefighters and emergency first responders each year. We serve more students of color than any other higher education provider in Minnesota, more than 36,000. More than 15% of students in credit courses are students of color. The system is governed by a 15-member board of trustees appointed by the governor and confirmed by the Minnesota Senate.
Those of us who serve on the Board of Trustees are very interested in hearing from the public about their expectation for Minnesota colleges and universities. We know there are significant challenges ahead. How can we meet these challenges and serve our students and the people of Minnesota? That's where you come in. The system's current strategic plan has 4 strategic directions. Increase access and opportunity, promote and measure high-quality learning programs and services, provide programs and services that enhance the economic competitiveness of the state and its regions, and innovate to meet current and future educational needs. As we look toward the future, we'd like to know your thoughts about these directions. Are they the right ones? Are they still relevant? Are we missing something? We know that there are some serious challenges ahead.
State Demographer Tom Gillaspy refers to some of the changes on the horizon.
One of the things that we're seeing is the high school graduation class of this last spring, the spring of 2009, is about the largest we're going to see for about a decade.
Gillaspy says that during the next decade, there will be a decline in the number of 18 to 24-year-olds in Minnesota and the United States. The current generation of young people were born in the early 90s when the numbers of births were declining. However, more recently, he says birth rates have increased.
Ultimately, what this means is that we will see a little bit of a dip in the 18 to 24-year-old age population for about a decade, and then we'll see increases again in Minnesota and the United States. Now, that's in terms of the number, and of course, the 18 to 24-year-old age population is historically the main population for higher education.
One of the issues the board is very concerned about is the preparation of young people for college.
Right now, about 38% of students enrolling in public higher education institutions within 2 years of high school graduation need at least one remedial or developmental course in college.
With the importance of a 2-year or 4-year degree increasing, it becomes critical that young people come to college ready to do college-level work.
It's going to be really a very tough environment for anybody with less than a high school diploma.
Competing in a global economy is another trend. Gillaspy says young people here in Minnesota will be competing directly with people all over the world for the same jobs and benefits.
If they're competing with the lowest wage, lowest benefit workers of the world because they have less than a high school diploma, it's going to be a really tough competition. The more skill and ability you have, the better off you will be, and that payback is going to be even greater in the future, I believe.
Another big issue is funding for higher education.
10 years ago, the state appropriation to the Minnesota State Colleges and University system covered about 2/3 of the cost of a student's education, with tuition covering 1/3. Today, the state appropriation covers 50%, and the student's share has risen to 50%.
You can see that we have a number of challenges in the years ahead. Declining numbers of 18 to 24-year-olds, the preparation of young people for college-level work, the increasing importance of at least a 2-year college degree, competing in a global economy, and uncertainty about funding. You may be thinking about other issues that we need to be aware of, and that's why we're having these listening sessions. Thank you so much for coming. Your thoughts are important to us.